it's something we've all kind of gotten away from in realizing that having a corded or, you know, a corded landline in our home is really the only way to potentially be in contact with people. So for emergencies, it's fantastic. Now, AT&T and this particular 4-handset bundle, which is both corded and cordless, is the only company offering smart call blocking, something that's gonna give you so much peace of mind. Lately, I'm like, who the heck has gotten my phone number and how? But now you don't even have to worry about unknown calls coming through. You don't even have to worry about the ring because it's not gonna bother you anymore. In fact, look at that statistic. In 2017, the FTC reported they received 375,000 robocalls, and those are just complaints every single month, and that didn't include me. I mean, seriously, I get to the point where like, who are you? And stop calling me. But you can't even say that because once you say hello, they can certainly just record your little voice and still know how to reach you somehow. It baffles me. But this customer pick, which is here at a price break, is also on 5 Flex, so it's $20 to get your choice of colors in a 4-handset system with individual charging bases and a base station as well. So we have the rose gold, which is really pretty, soft, blushy pink, and then we have it in the champagne, which is over here, which is that matte kind of almost a champagne or a silver and black combo. This is the most limited choice. Note that there's free shipping on this, and if you want to get this at home and try it, you've got 30 days to be able to experience it before you make your decision. My friend Bill Duggan is here to talk about this nuisance of these robocalls.
Me?
No.
Okay. Whoops, taking it personal.
No,
but no, we've all been annoyed with that. We're sitting down, it's nap time on a Saturday, and all of a sudden the phone's ringing, and we get up and we pick up the phone, and we're like, hello, hello. And then they pick up because it's that robocall. What this system can do, and only AT&T offers it, it pre-screens all of those unwanted calls. So it doesn't even ring the house. So you're ahead of the game. Because yes, there's, you know, call blocking devices out there. Sometimes it's an additional purchase. Sometimes it's just available at the base station. So unless I'm sitting right next to the base station over here, I'm still gonna get that phone call. But I can actually block it with the call block button right here. There's a call block button on each one of the handsets. But more importantly, this is what happens when I ring the house. I'm gonna ring the house real quick, and you're gonna hear what's gonna happen. Because I'm that robocall. So I'm calling the house. I think I'm calling the house. Here we go. I'm ringing the house. It's ringing, it's ringing. Do you notice our handsets, our phone lines are not ringing, and it's gonna pre-screen the call. And why does it pre-screen that call? It pre-screens that call so you do not get blocked. You have to identify yourself as a human, which is what we want at the end of the day. It's that peace of mind. And that's where AT&T has elevated the #1 complaint to the Federal Trade Commission, to every household. It's those unwarranted calls.
I mean, they are the worst. They really are. It's like, I don't want to talk to you.
No.
And then they keep calling back. I have one number that keeps calling me back, 455 something. I'm like, I don't know who you are, so I never pick it up, but they keep calling. So what we're saying is that with this system at home, they won't even come through.
Right.
Your phone won't even ring. How is that even possible? I don't know how they do it, but this is the only company that I know of that can screen those unwanted calls. They won't even ring. You won't even know they're calling you. And is that something that we have to set up on our own, Bill, or is that pre-programmed into the system?
No, it's pre-programmed, and actually the setup is quite simple and easy, which we'll take you through why and how easy it is. And that again is why AT&T is a huge customer pick. It's that permanent call blocking. And by the way, it doesn't just block 30 numbers, it blocks 1,000 different entries. And I specifically say 30 because we've offered that in some phones where 30 numbers are blocked. Great, whoopee, but we get bothered by more than just that. So it's really easy for us to interact and see because the numbers are larger, everything's backlit, built-in speakerphone, and one thing we haven't talked about much, it has that corded handset. Because in emergency situations, we want to be connected. Because what happens in an emergency situation, the power goes out, you can't even charge your cell phone, so you're always gonna be connected with what's going on at your handset and device. So AT&T's made the numbers larger. By the way, the base station, built-in antenna for DECT 6 technology, built-in digital answering machine, which is great. The screen calibrates up so you can see it easier when you need to see it, but more importantly, it's about being connected when you want to be connected, but not bothered when you don't want to be bothered, which totally happens. And you talked about the setup. I'm gonna take you through the process real quick because I have one right down here.
By the way, if you want this beautiful champagne color, it's the most limited. We only have 500. We started with 15. Wow. So this is the only airing of this all day.
And that's just it. You want to invest in great technology and a great name. So you see, takes you through the call block setup process. Why is this important? So right over here, I'm gonna say okay.
Hello. This voice guide will assist you with the basic setup of Smart Call Blocker.
I mean, it doesn't get any easier than that where you don't have to read the directions. It takes you through the process. Same thing with setting up the answering machine. I mean, you want technology. We don't want to be bothered by call blocks. Guess what? They've made it that simple for you to set up and take advantage of it. The biggest thing is just to get it home. Get it home, get the champagne finish if you like the champagne finish. You see how bright the screen is, how easy it is to read and see voicemails, numbers that are coming in. Also has caller announcing, so it'll announce that it's mom, it's someone else. But the biggest feature is that call blocking aspect where you don't get bothered by it. And remember, other phones out there, guess what happens? Get that unwarranted call, you have to answer it because it's gonna ring the house. Or you can even see it sometimes, but it rings the house. With this one, it will pre-screen those calls so you aren't bothered at all. And that's really where it's a head scratcher. But I gave this to my family over the holidays. And I was telling you, my mom loved it because she's like, yeah, the home phone hasn't been ringing much. I don't know. She's like, did we pay our bill? Because all the time we knew this number we've had in the family for years. If it was the landline, it was probably solicitation. So we let it go to voicemail. We never answered it. We never took it serious. But now the fact that if a call comes through, it's been pre-screened. Say I'm calling through and I'm getting screened because it's, Uncle Bill who doesn't call except on, birthdays. I can say it's Uncle Bill. It will announce that it's Uncle Bill. So I know, oh, pick up the call. I want to talk to him or send it to voicemail. But if it's that annoying robocall, which, as you said, 375 complaints on robocalls a month, it's eliminated. Actually, here's an interesting statistic. They just filed a big lawsuit, $200 million on claims against those unwarranted calls. Guess what? They've only been able to collect $6,000. Oh. Because it's so hard to enforce. That's why you're being progressive and smart about blocking those numbers ahead of time.
So everything about this, and as you're placing your orders, and again, we still have both of the colors, this is something that gives you the long range, 6.0 DECT, so it's gonna give you the range. That's something that's so important to all of us. AT&T wouldn't do anything less than that, of course. You get all 4 of the handsets. 3 of them are cordless, and 1 is corded, and the corded one is the main base station, and that's what Bill just showed you. I was really particularly impressed with the larger screen size, the larger numbers, so it's really easy to read. It talks to you, so it's interactive. And again, most of us don't think about the fact that, having one landline or a corded line is gonna always be something that we shouldn't be without. But it does have that smart call blocker. That is the key to the success of this customer pick. Because when you think about that, smart call blocking isn't just something that, you can just decide not to take the phone call. It's different technology. There's call waiting and caller ID required additionally through your local phone company. So I know that Bill will explain a little bit more about that, but it will help you permanently save or block calls. Like I said, there's one number that for the last 6 months, they continue to call me. I picked up one time, said no, and I don't know who it was, but then they call from a different number, but it's the same. I can see the first 4 numbers or 3 numbers are the same. So it's like, and that's my cell phone. But if it was on the landline system that we're offering right now, you could permanently block that. They would never be able to even ring your line again. You would never hear the ring. You'd never have the nuisance of even having to run over to the caller ID screen and see who it is that's calling. Like
Perfect
this.
example. I can actually see it's HSN. You can set it up to announce that it's HSN. Because we're working, I'm just gonna let it go to voicemail. Remember, built-in digital answer machine.
Please leave a message after the tone.
I mean,
Hi, Bill and Kelly. Just wanted to see what you're up to. Call me. Bye.
okay, so if you can't hear that, guess what? Easily crank up the volume, easily turn down the volume if you'd like, but you see how easy it is to read, easy how it is to find the certain buttons. I mean, look at your phone right now. How small are the buttons? How clear is the screen? Do you even know where the volume button is? Does it have call blocking? And that's a whole other aspect. We talk about call blocking as one of the #1 upgrades, but just having better audio, being able to hear that voicemail, hear family and friends. So realize it has DECT 6 technology. What does that allow you to do? Gives you high definition audio, which is great. So high definition is better than standard definition. Also gives you better range. By the way, there's buttons here on the side, push to talk. So this can actually become like a walkie-talkie intercom system for the entire house, which everyone appreciates. It is an upgrade. I mean, maybe you don't have that shiny gold finish or rose gold finish, but the #1 upgrade is about call blocking.
Yes.
And this is what happens. I'm gonna be that robocall. So imagine this, I'm calling the house, and this is what happens. I'm gonna get you to sign up for something. I'm gonna get you to contribute to my campaign. The house is ringing, right? You hear it. And look at the home phones.
Nothing.
This number are being screened by Smart Call Blocker.
So again,
That's what they hear.
exactly. Uncle Bill can identify himself. A robocall, is waiting for you to answer. So a robocall doesn't even get through this process, so it never rings the house. So yes, they might have your number, they might try to ring your home, but it never bothers you. And that's really what's awesome about it. And I'm gonna show you the alternative. I'm gonna be Uncle Bill or Aunt Callie, and I'm gonna call the house. So again, I don't call you all the time,
Hello.
so I might not be in the directory.
This number are being screened by Smart Call Blocker.
Smart call blocking.
Please say your name after the tone, then press pound.
Uncle Bill. So maybe it's the school, maybe it's the dentist, maybe it's the CPA who's like, it's tax season. So all of a sudden, oh, the phone is ringing. It must be an important call.
Okay.
Uncle Bill.
Oh, it's Uncle Bill. I'm gonna grab that call.
That's such a good feature.
And the thing is, only AT&T offers that, and that's why really they become a customer pick.
That is such a good feature. So it automatically blocks those robocalls.
Yeah.
It won't even, I know I said this before, but it takes a minute to sink in.
You have to almost see it, and that's why we wanted to demo it for
so
you.
your phone won't even ring. It won't wake you up in the middle of the night. It won't wake you up in the, or, you know,
during dinner time or
dinner
whatever.
time, or, you know, it's not gonna tie up your phone lines. It will block them. It won't let your phones ring. It will tell you unknown number, but you're not gonna pick it up if you don't know who it is.
No, and the thing is, we do that all the time. It's like the phone's ringing, so we wash our hands. We're like, oh, who is it? And like, wait, I don't know that number. So then we let it go to voicemail.
Yeah.
Or we do pick up the call, and then we're like, hello, 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 and we know what's coming, and we're like, ugh. So then we go try to find the call block button on the handset or the base station, which AT&T will do. By the way, see the little glare there? Adjustable screen,
nice.
so it's great.
350 left in that champagne color. We started off with 1,500.
We're across the room. We can see we've missed 3 messages. We can see there's 14 missed calls. It's easy for us to read at the end of the day, which is really important as well. Another cool thing, power outages. So I'm gonna unplug this, and look, we have no power to our house. So guess what? That's why this corded one comes in really handy. Because when we lose power outages, ice storm, guess what? We're still getting a telephone call. I can pick up this call. Hello? Hey, Marissa, will you do me a favor? Say hi to everyone at home.
Sure. Hi, everyone. Thanks for watching. Get
See-
the phone is awesome.
We can still be connected even though we had no power to our home. Because what happens when we have no power is we can't charge a cell phone. So then we're very limited in sparing who we can talk to, how long we can talk.
That's true.
That's why a lot of emergency kits, they say you need to have a corded phone for those types of situations.
makes
the biggest
sense.
decision really is what color do you want. This is that gold and that's the rose gold.
How fun is this rose? I mean, it's
Isn't it?
obviously not for every guy out there, but it would be so fun if maybe it's time to give your teenage daughters their own phone in their room, and they would just love that. So this is an option. I've never seen this pretty color before, but all three, and then you get the corded handset as well.
And realize the base station's the only one that requires a landline jack.
Just one.
And then all of these just require a plug. So this could be nightside table, this could be your table next to you on the couch, one could be even out in the garage. So you have that nice range because of the DECT technology. It's the finish.
I like this rose gold.
Isn't it fun?
It is.
And the thing is, look at how big and easy those buttons are to see. And more importantly, you get a nice system in your house, in your office, and then you want a call block, guess what? Sometimes it's an add-on with the phone company. Sometimes it's an added little button you have to have right next to you. With AT&T, it's permanently established to pre-screen those calls. So I'd love to demonstrate that for you one more time. So I'm gonna call your house again. And this is what happens. You signed up for something at the mall. You put your name on a list. So they're gonna call. Join the gym, join whatever. Oh, and the thing is, guess what happens? It will pre-screen the calls because you notice it did not ring. That is peace of mind and value.
Is the best.
And if it does get through, you can add them to the block list. You can actually take them off the block list, which is great at the end of the day. This is why you want to invest in quality, something you can rely on. And that's why the AT&T name has been around for years.
So, question, if I block a number, can I change my mind later?
You sure can.
Okay.
You have total access and control over that as well. But it's really the pre-screening that really is just such peace of mind. Because you realize the calls that can't get through because it's a robot don't get through. The calls that do get through because it's, say it's the school, say it is your accountant, they can get through and be identified. So it doesn't block everybody, which is just great at the end of the day. And so
exactly, that makes sense, because if it's somebody that gets that initial message, they can just state their name, even if they're not in your program.
it's like having an assistant at the front of the office.
And by the way, if you want to add any protection to your purchase, we always offer this with electronics. That gives you 24/7 customer service, hassle-free protection if something to happen.
It happens.
It does. I'm always stepping on things, dropping things, you know, breaking toes on things.
She was very gallant. Yes.
But it is available to you, and there's no deductibles with customers, or the Protection Plus, which our customer service reps can share details with you on. You can read reviews on this system to a customer pick.
Completely.
Last call on the champagne.
And it's our only show of the weekend, which we're excited about. And remember, we've all been there. The phone rings, we run to get it, we stub our toe, and then we realize it's a solicitation. It's that unwarranted call. I'm gonna call the house again, and what we realize happens is it's not gonna bother the house. It's gonna bother the other person because they're not gonna get through. It's ringing.
Hello? Calls to this number are being screened by Smart Call Blocker.
I feel like, ha
Please state
ha.
your name.
Seriously, right? And the thing is, you're being smarter. A robot has to identify themselves. A robot cannot get through that process, so it never goes any farther. And guess what? Never bothered you. No piece. No, you're not bothered
And
at all.
picking up, sometimes even just picking up. They've got your number. They've established that, oh, we know who they are.
We'll call back. It's a real line. It's a working number.
It's weird.
So it's tons of peace of mind. It's easy setup. Just get it home and
feel good
enjoy
in the hand, too.
better audio and less interruptions.
Big numbers, big screens, very comfortable.
Sold this with Alice
Yeah.
Grown. She came out and she's like, I can see it. She told
I can see.
Little upgrades go a long way.
Absolutely. It's 654-371. Thank you for
Hey,
being
my
here.
pleasure.
Appreciate
It's
it.
been
That's
fun.
the champagne last call, less than 200 now. And then we have the rose gold, which is a lot of fun and very special. A couple things that are still to come in this hour of electronics as we are celebrating HP innovation, but we have ZVox coming up next. This is a pretty neat thing. It's called AccuVoice. It's a